Hi, guys. It's Teacher Pete with English Learning Space. Good evening, everybody. Sawadee kap. Salamat malam. Sabaydi. Jumrip sur. Min kalapar. Good to see everybody. Ohio gozaimasu. Today, we have a pronunciation lesson. Specifically, how to pronounce past tense ed, right? But in a moment, let me know if you have any questions. Some of you will watch this live, others will watch this recorded. Either way, post your questions. I love to read your questions and answer them. Let me know if you have suggestion for future lesson. Today, our lesson is how to pronounce the ed of the past tense verb, right? I say walk, and the past is walked. Walked. Or I say talk, I talk. Or yesterday, I talked. How to pronounce past tense. What about this? Call, or I called. Called. And want. Wanted. Wanted. Well, maybe you heard the difference. There are three different ways to pronounce ed. I said wanted, I said called, and talked. Can you hear the difference? There are three ways to pronounce. Thank you, Paul. Three ways to pronounce these, right? You pronounce ed as D or T or id, right? So ed can be t or d. Sorry, that was backwards. D or id. Three ways to pronounce. And there is a rule. There is a rule we always follow for pronunciation of ed. You know that sometimes English rules are not really rules. They're like sometimes, but this is an always rule. How to pronounce ed. Why? Three ways. Well, you must know, what is the last sound of the verb? What is the last sound of the verb? That will tell you how to pronounce ed. Right? In English, there are two kinds of sounds. Right? We have voice sound or no voice. All sounds are either voice or no voice, right? Voice sounds are sounds like L, N, M, G, V, B, Z, R, W. There are others, but these are the most important voice sounds. There are no voice sounds. No voice. K, p, f, s, ch, sh, ks. No voice. Right? How do I know? What does this mean? Voice. What does this mean? Voice or no voice? Well, how to know if a sound is voice or no voice? take your fingers. Hi, Sammy. Welcome. Nice to see you, Sammy. We're talking about sounds in English, voice or no voice. If the sound has voice, voice comes up from here and goes through my throat. Ah, voice. No voice means I make the sound just in my mouth with my lips, my teeth, my tongue, right? So, no voice, I do not need to say ah, just no voice. But with voice, I must use my voice to make these sounds. Okay? So you must determine the last sound of the verb. Is it no voice or voice? If the last sound of the verb is no voice, ed sounds like t. For example, this sound, K, no voice. K, k, no voice. So walk. If this is walk, I say walked. No voice, K. I pronounce like T. Walked. Walked. Today I walk. Yesterday I walked. Walked. Okay? Or talked. Today I talk. Yesterday I talked. I talked to my friend. Another no voice here is, hi, Khan. Nice to see you. Khan and Sammy, let me know if you have any questions. We're talking about sounds in English, voice and no voice, how to pronounce the past tense ed, right? And P has no voice. Help. No voice. Helped. Helped. Or stop. Stopped. Today I stop. Yesterday I stopped. T sound. Also, no voice. This is laugh. Laugh. Laughed. I laughed. Today, I laugh. Yesterday, I laughed. Also, no voice sound. Ch. Ch. No voice. Watch. I watch. Watched. I watched the movie. And also, shh, no voice. Shh, wash, wash, washed. Today, I wash the elephant. Yesterday, I washed the elephant. It took a long time. He was dirty. Okay, so those were no voice. Now let's look at some examples of voice sounds. If you have voice sound at end of your verb, you use your ed sounds like D, not T. D sound, right? For example, L, Must use voice for L, so we say call. Call becomes called. D sound. Called. Called. Today I call. Yesterday I called you. I called you. I called you 5 times. Khan has a question. I want to improve my English language, so I would like some advice on studying. Well, Khan, I have a question for you. Why do you want to learn English? Is it for school, for university or high school, or is it just to travel and meet people? I would have different answer to your question depending on your goal for English. So let me know, Khan, do you want to just travel and meet people and practice your English and learn English for this, or learn English for university? Because it's different. I would give different advice. Okay, called. Another L, spelled. Spelled. Today I spell. Yesterday I spelled. Oh, how do you spell the verb? I spelled it wrong. Okay, voice, more voice. V. V. Right? To make V sound, you must use voice. V. Love. Love. I love you. Right? So this is D. Loved. Loved. I loved that song. Or V for live. Lived. D sound. Lived. Today I live. I live in Los Angeles, but I lived in Florida for 20 years. Okay, more voice. N. Must use voice to make N sound. As in clean. Clean. I use D. Cleaned. Cleaned. Yes, Khan, you're welcome. So, but let me give a more clear answer, Khan, to your question. So, if you want to learn English for university, then I suggest finding watching TED Talks can improve your listening and vocabulary. These are videos of like short lectures and speeches, and they can help you listen and practice your vocabulary. Also, reading as much as you can in English, news articles and books. These will help you with university. If you want to practice English speaking and listening just to travel and meet people to speak English with, then you can also watch videos on YouTube, instruction, and repeat and listen and repeat. So it just depends on what you like. Hi, Yahida. Nice to see you, Yahida. Yahida, we're talking about past tense pronunciation of ED, right? Sometimes ED is id, sometimes ED is D, sometimes ED is t. So many cards today, Yahida. But let me know. Oh, thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions, Yahira and everybody. Okay, just a couple more with voiceless. So just excuse me, just a couple more for voice sounds. Very common. Z is voice. Z. We say use. I know it's spelled with S. It is spelled with S. We pronounce Z. Use. Use. And this is used. Used. Thank you, Yahira. Okay. One more for Z. Amazed. Today, I amaze people. Yesterday, she amazed me with a magic trick. Okay, last point about voice sounds. Remember, all vowels are voice. All vowels are voice, right? We remember vowel sounds are A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. These are vowels. All are voiced, right? So some verbs end in vowel sound, like A sound, like in play, play. This is voiced. So D sound, played, played. Or delayed. I'm sorry, my plane was delayed. Or I sound, like cry, cry. I say cried. Today I cry. Yesterday I cried. I hope you didn't cry. Or tried. D sound, tried. You have O, follow, follow, follow me. We followed him. It was the wrong thing to do. Followed. We followed the wrong tour guide. We went to Paris instead of Munich. Finally, the last vowel is U or oo, continue, continue. We would say continued, D sound, continued. You're welcome, Sue. Thanks for your thanking. Okay, so we looked at ED sounds that sound like T, walked, talked, helped. We looked at ED sounds that sound like D, called, loved. There's one more rule, right? I said there were three. The last rule is for ED sounds that sound like id, almost like it's spelled. Imagine that. Id. This rule is for only two letters. Only two letters for this third special rule for T or D. Every time your word, your verb ends with T sound or D sound, you use id. For example, T is in wait. Wait. Past is waited. Waited. Today I wait. Yesterday I waited for the bus. Waited. Want. Wanted. T sound. So id. Wanted. Here's D example. D sound as in need. Need. I need help. Needed. I needed help. Or when you get on the plane, we say board, boarded. She boarded the plane. She already boarded the plane. D, id sound. Okay, so just a quick review. Let me find my cards here. So many cards today. Okay, so remember, if it is voice sound like LVD, called, loved, lived. If it is no voice like k, it's T sound, walked, talked, helped. And if it is letters T or D, it is id, wanted, needed. So now, here is the quiz. You didn't know there would be a quiz, did you? Well, there is a quiz. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Yahira. You're welcome, everybody. I'm glad it's so clear. I'm trying to give, it's confusing. That's why I want to be very clear and give maybe some extra information about this, because it's a good rule to remember, because we always use this rule for pronunciation of English. Of course, if you make a mistake and you should say walked, but you say walked, no problem. We always understand you. We would understand a small mistake like that. If you should say needed, but you say needs, I understand you. We all Americans would understand you. But to perfect and improve your English, this is a good one to remember, to sound more natural. Okay, so here's the quiz. Listen carefully. I will say the word. I will say a verb in the past tense, and you tell me, what did you hear? Did you hear T sound, id sound, or D? Do you hear t, d, or id? Okay, first, I think you know. Walked. I walked. I walked during the storm. Which is this? T, D, or id? You got it. Good job. That is right. Walked. Okay. Next. Folded. Folded. It's like this. I folded the paper. Folded. Yes, we should say id. Whoops. I folded. I folded the paper. Okay, next. This is sniff. I sniffed. I sniffed. You got it. Good job. So fast. Sounds like sniffed. Yeah. Next. Loved. Loved. I loved that turtle. Loved. Loved. D, you got it. Loved. Okay, next. Laughed. I laughed so hard. She laughed at his joke. Laughed. You got it. Good job. Laughed is T sound. Laughed. Okay, listen carefully. So it's claim or claimed. Claimed. I claimed my bag. Claimed. D, you got it. Good job. Whoops, wrong. Sorry, you got it. Claimed. Claimed. Okay, next one. Looked. I look or I looked. I looked at the sun for 2 hours. Don't do this. That's bad. Not good. Looked with a T, absolutely. I looked. I looked at the picture. Spotted. I spotted a bird. I looked at the tree. I spotted a bird. I looked at the forest and spotted a tree. Spotted, exactly. To see something, right? Spot, I spotted. You guys are so good. Nice job, guys. Good ears, good listening. Okay, just a couple more. And remember, if you like this video, give us a like, follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube, comment. I love to read your comments. You guys, your ears are going so good now. Listen carefully. Which T, D, or id? Danced. This is S sound. Oh, we danced all night. We danced. Danced. What do you think? How does it sound? Danced. We danced. T is right. We danced. Then we kissed. Okay. Here's an O sound. O. Swallowed. Swallowed. This is eat something and goes down. Swallow. Swallowed. She swallowed her food. Swallowed with a D. You got it. Swallowed. Another vowel sound. Enjoy becomes enjoyed. Enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Enjoyed is a D sound. I'm so impressed. You guys did amazing. You did so good. Excellent listening. Nice job on the quiz, guys. So that's the little lesson that we have today on how to pronounce past tense ED. The 3 ways. It depends on the last sound of the verb. No voice like k, p. It's T sound. Walked, helped. Voice sound like v or n or is D sound. Lived, loved, called. And the final rule for just 2 letters, T or D, is ID, id, right? I waited. I needed. I admitted. I wanted. Thank you so much, everybody. I wanted to talk longer, but it's time to go. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope you liked this video. Look online. We have so many videos going back years. My partner, Paul, and I have been working at this for a long time now. And we love to do it, and we'll continue to do it. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have suggestions for future lessons. And we'll see you next time. For my buddy Paul and myself, my assistant, Nikki the dog, we'll see you next time with English Learning Space. This is Teacher Pete. Bye, guys. Thank you.